What's going on here? Right, I've just got back off holiday. I'm chilled. I'm feeling good. And
Yes.
there's tension in the room. Have you and Ben fallen out?
No. Well, we've never fallen in.
G&D was hello. We've just started to record this episode, and there's these two getting digs at each other. Come on, I'm chilled. I'm happy.
Okay.
Right.
You look very bronzed.
Thank you.
You look expensively bronzed.
Thank you.
What did the bottle say?
Expensively bronzed.
Yes. It's a Hyacinth quote, don't worry.
Hello and welcome to Help I Sexted My Boss, the podcast where we help you navigate the challenges of modern life, answering your 21st century questions and finding solutions to those everyday dilemmas, like is it okay to go to the office over the weekend? Has he had to work on a Saturday again?
Probably.
And can I get away with wearing a sombrero? What is it?
Sombrero.
Can I get away with wearing a sombrero hat on La Playa?
Isn't it La Playa?
The Playa, that's the beach, isn't it?
Yes.
And what should you do if you've accidentally sexted your boss? But we're not usual agony ants, are we? William Hanson, the UK's leading etiquette expert, and now ultra trendy viral TikToker.
Yes, indeed. No, we're not Jordan North, radio presenter. I'm more filet mignon. You're more fillet of fish. And that's from Chris Hammond.
What's filet mignon?
What's filet mignon? Sometimes called filet mignon if you're American. Like a fillet steak.
Oh, what's
Basically.
fillet of fish?
It's a fillet of fish.
What's?
Is it not?
Oh yeah, fillet of fish is
Oh,
McDonald's.
well, I don't do fish. Nothing fishy touches these lips. So I wouldn't know. Should we do a G&D?
Yeah. Also, I just don't get people. Oh no, I can't say that. People that get a fillet of fish from Mackey's, but obviously a lot of vegetarians would, wouldn't they? So sorry.
Well, not if they're vegetarian, no. They'd be pescatarian.
Pescatarians then.
Yeah.
I've never had a fillet of fish from Mackey's.
Well, neither have I.
Oh.
Well, there we go.
Oof.
Good week.
You've had a great week.
Could you pull the D, please?
Okay.
Thank you. We should just say, there's lots to celebrate, apparently, according to the producer. And here, on the table, we have what I can only describe as a deal or no deal box that says open for a surprise in the second half. So I think, do we open that now?
No, that's the second half. Oh. Can
What?
you two just look, kiss and make up? I don't know what's going on here, but I feel like when your mum and dad are arguing, don't know whose side to take.
Right.
I always took my mum's.
Yeah, I'd take your mum's side as well.
It's easier.
Right. We're going to toast Kat, presumably not Ben's cat, a different cat, who drunk messaged us on Instagram at 3 a.m. to ask what to do about a slug in her bedroom. I believe we probably didn't get back to her.
I mean, we're here for you every day, Dilemmas, but we aren't gardener's question time.
No, and also we are closed at 3 a.m.
Are we?
Well, some of us are. Kat,
I had a few slugs in my room at 3 a.m., let me tell you that.
what does that mean?
I don't know, to be fair. I just thought it'd be funny.
Nice. Right, do the
Okay.
rest of it.
As always, if you need our help with something, then we would love it if you got in touch. You can send your tales of trepidation to help@sextedmyboss.com, or you can tweet us or send a message on Instagram @sextedmyboss, or you can write to William Hanson in the fullness of time.
No, or you can write to William, who, in the fullness of time,
Promises a handwritten reply on one of our luxury greeting cards with executive self-sealed envelopes. He'll also make sure that the time's put on the invoice. The address is on the website. Sextedmyboss.com.
you right?
Yeah.
Good. You look.
I want to start replying to handwritten replies.
You can.
If I can put
You'll
an hour
make-
on the invoice.
Yes, you'll make my at 1 hour, more than that. You'll make my replies look speedy, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, tell me about your holiday, because you do look bronzed.
Oh, thank you. It was, yeah, I needed it.
Did you?
Yeah. I felt like I was a bit stressy last week and like rushed off afterwards, so I wanted to apologise.
To be fair, you rush off most weeks.
So sorry about that. It's just the week running up to your holiday is pretty stressful. Plus, I had the graduation and everything as well.
There's so much to ask you about.
So much to talk about. So I'm sorry that I rushed off. Also, can we have the passive-aggressive text of the week jingle?
Oh, okay.
Text
How funny, because my friend Freddie just said we should bring back passive-aggressive text of the week, and I genuinely said, well, I don't think I have been, and now apparently I have.
When was it?
I'm going to be aggressive in a minute, and there's nothing passive about it.
Oh, where was it?
William Hanson is elegant and chic, and here's his passive-aggressive test of the week.
This was sent on Tuesday of last week.
You were on holiday.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh.
William Hanson, don't take this the wrong way, but we could maybe start the recording at 10:30 or 11 a.m. JN, if you want to gym beforehand, not after, so you can relax, etc.
No,
You put the aggressive in passive aggressive.
no, because sometimes we're scheduled to. I'm just going to explain this, just to give my side of the story. We record at 9 o'clock in the morning sometimes, most days. And you then sometimes, which is fine, everyone's entitled to, go to the gym, are keen to go to the gym before your other job, which is absolutely fine. But I thought, rather than clock watching, why don't you put the gym at the start of the day, and then you're just in work mode until the end?
Yeah, but
I was thinking of you.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yes, I did rush off last week to get to the gym because you want to look good before you go on holiday.
Do you?
Yeah, which is also this week why I'm back in the gym, because I have eaten my body weight in Spanish bread and Spanish beer.
Okay.
So I'm off bread and beer
Right.
till Friday.
And we should just say, for people that wanted to know where in Spain you went, you spent all of last week in Mijas.
Yes, I was in Mijas.
Yeah.
Mijas.
Sorry. Yeah.
So Radio 1 were doing this presenter, Radio 1
Yes.
giant DJ hunt.
Marvellous.
And they said to me, where do you want to hide? And I was like,
I want to hide in Mijas.
I want to hide in my ass if I can, if possible. And they actually said...
It would make a lot of our lives a lot easier.
They actually said, yeah, all right, seeing as you're the first person that said they want to go abroad, I mean, you can still go on holiday, but you still got to do bits of stuff for us.
The taxpayer's not paying for it.
And no, they didn't, just to
Yeah.
put that in. They didn't. It was taken as holiday, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that. It was great.
Marvellous.
I've got to say to any Spaniards listening, not only do you have the most beautiful country that I'm going to move to one day, I love it.
Okay.
I love Spain. I've decided that Spain do the best beer.
Oh, here we
Yeah.
go.
So-
I've had Joe, my colleague, has sent me her Madry tasting notes.
Oh,
And I responded with, "Why are you sending me this? I don't like it's beer. I'm not interested."
we talked about Madrid a couple of weeks ago. It's not actually from Spain, but also the company did get in contact with us. But the Spanish beer, I've decided it's the best. Cruz
Okay.
Campo.
Cruz Campo.
Just knew as soon as I said it. I never even thought of it as like that until I'm sat opposite you.
Sitting.
So Cruz Campo,
Yeah.
that's got to be the second best.
Oh.
Mao,
Mao, as in chairman.
it's spelled M-A-O-U. Basically, if you're Spanish and listening to this, you do the best beers. And do you know what I'm into now? Little demi.
Yes, you've said that a few weeks ago.
When you're on holiday, having a pint, it goes flat. If you just have a little half, you look cool. Little half with some olives in middle of the table. Yeah.
Pitted.
Beg your pardon.
The olives, are
Yeah,
they pitted?
yeah. So I had a really good week, thank you.
Marvellous.
Bit burnt. Read loads of books.
Did you? Any Agatha Christie's?
Not any Agatha Christie's, no. But I'd say this wisely, Gene Divas. If you're going to go on holiday, try and take books that are quite happy. Because the books I read were both...
Oh.
I mean, we're talking a little life territory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I read Demon Copperhead.
Demon Copperhead.
Yeah, which was Barbara Thingy's, like, won the Booker.
Barbara.
I'm never good with the names. It's about it's about this guy that grows up in foster care in the Alapetian Mountains in America.
I don't think they're the Alapetian Mountains.
Well,
I don't know, but they're not that.
the Alapetian, what they called?
Alopecia is where is often for women where they lose their hair.
He grows up and it's all about the opioid crisis, but it's
Right.
a tough read.
Jeez.
So what they call pardon? Not the
No,
Alps. no.
Appellation.
Appellation.
That's the one.
The Appellation.
Yeah.
Alopecia, Appellation, same thing.
Yeah.
So it's about that, and I was like, it was a really tough read.
Mm.
So I thought, right, I finally read it. Then I got on to Young Mungo.
Young
which is
Mungo.
which is Douglas Stewart, I think, who wrote Shuggy Bane.
Oh, I love it.
And it's all about this guy who goes up on a council estate in Glasgow.
Oh, yes,
Jesus,
I've heard of that
It makes
book.
Burnley sound like Barbados. So that was tough.
We probably won't have time to bring any books to Benidorm because we're going to be so busy trying Benidorm's biggest breakfast.
So yeah, there was that. And I got back yesterday.
Yes.
I've got a bit of a complaint about flight etiquette.
Oh, I'm your man.
Okay. First of all,
Sorry, let's be modern. I'm your person.
First of all, this is doing the rounds on TikTok, and loads of people are filming it. When did we stop exiting planes row by row? Now it's just a massive stampede.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Not on the flights I go on.
No, and I was with...
Yeah.
and everyone's just stampeding off.
Well, that's silly.
Second thing, right, if you've got a little one and they've got a tablet
That's a child.
or an iPad,
Yeah.
headphones. Oh my, I'm listening to nursery rhymes on a 2.5 hour flight, trying to read my book about the AIDS crisis in New York. It was, honestly, so annoying. I kept reading the same paragraph over and over again. Just put headphones on.
Yes. And at any age, if you're going to use an iPad equivalent, a phone, headphones are needed. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be using the speakers unless you're in the privacy of your own home.
But my holiday was great, thanks for asking.
Good. Well, I did ask, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be sarky.
Oh, I see. Right, sorry.
Bloody hell.
That's that shirt you wore to dinner at mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Oh, cheers.
It's still nice.
Thanks.
Good. Also, your fellowship.
Yes.
How was that? I loved you in the robes with
thank
your
you.
floppy hat.
Oh, thanks.
You look very, very smart.
I cried.
Did you?
I had to do a speech and I cried. I'm never.
During the speech?
Yeah, I had to
Why did you cry?
I was a bit like you when all those letters come in for your wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not one to get emotional. I'm really not. I only cry at films and old people when I'm hungover.
Now, fellowships.
Yeah, I was proper embarrassed. I cried, but yeah, it's good.
Did Wendy have a nice time?
Wendy had a lovely time. And the people of Sunderland are so... I forget how much I love that city.
Did you have to throw your hat up in the...
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No. A couple of G&Divas.
Really?
Shouted Wendy
Did
my speech. It's getting too much now. Literally, they're doing my... what's it called? Where they read out about you.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, so someone just shouted Wendy. I was like, oh, for God's sake, I can't go anywhere.
How did Wendy feel because Wendy was there?
Yeah, someone shouted at her in Greg's as well.
Oh, did they?
In Sunderland, just outside the train station.
Were you with Wendy, or did they know now what Wendy? Right, okay.
So
that's nice.
She was there. She came to stay over at the house. She saw the new house.
Has she not been over?
No, she's not been over.
Did you think it was clean?
Yeah. Yeah, she did all my ironing. It's great having your mum there. She did all my ironing for me.
Maybe she could move in.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She made tea for me, made butties for a train up to Sunderland.
Nice.
She made me some sandwiches to go into work, and I was like, Mum, I reckon I'm only ever Radio 1 DJ that's gone into work with a packed lunch.
I'm sure you're not.
I was like, do you think Pete Tong goes in on a Friday with butties that his mum's made him? She went, oh, you'll be right. She made me a packed lunch for work. And I ate it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's lovely.
Thanks again to at the University of Sunderland. It really does mean a lot.
Yes, you look very smart. We were all very proud of you.
Very humbling.
All that hard work.
It was. Are you allowed to say that?
What?
It's very humbling. Is that?
Yeah. Well, you want to be modest.
Yeah, it was genuinely really humbling. Anyway, enough about me. Let's go to listeners' questions. I'm joking. How was your week? What's been going on in the world of a viral TikToker?
Yes, my nuts have exploded all over
pardon?
TikTok. My nuts. I did a video on how to eat bar snacks.
You're never off. You've got loads of videos up on TikTok now.
Yes. Well, thanks to Viral Freddy, who's helping me out.
He's here with us today.
He's here with us today. There's going to be a video about behind the scenes of today's Sexted at some point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going viral.
Okay.
Yeah, which is excellent. So it's nice. I needed to do it for a while. I appreciate, and now we're doing it. So if you want to check out any of my content, it's on TikTok or on Instagram. You know where to go.
Okay. If you don't follow us yet, it's at William Hanson Etiquette on Insta and at Jordan North One. I'm not on TikTok.
Well, you are.
Well, I've got like not a burner account, but I've never posted anything on it.
It's just to watch and send me videos.
Are you on this Threads?
Yes, I've signed up to it. I haven't posted a lot, to be perfectly honest. I think I'm not convinced it's going to last, but equally, I'm also not convinced Twitter's going to last. So.
I said that about TikTok, and look at it now.
Well, I'm not convinced that's going to last either, but that's a whole nother story. I have been banned from a hotel.
How?
This was
because I got banned from a hotel, but that was in Magaluf in 2008.
Right. Well, this is a hotel in Cornwall.
Did you set off a fire extinguisher?
Jordan, I haven't even been to this hotel, and I have been banned from it.
Why?
So we were down in Cornwall for our friend's wedding, and we had booked into this hotel, and Leanne and Tom next door had also booked into this hotel. And they were there two nights. We were only there one night. And I thought, I wonder what the latest time is you can check in. Because, weddings, they go on. You don't know what time you're going to be finished. I'll email ahead a couple of days in advance to say, what's the time is the latest I can check in, please? Anyway, they replied with, 11 o'clock, looking forward to seeing you.
11 p.m?
Yes. The latest you can check in.
I've checked in well later than that.
Well, in this particular hotel,
it
was 11 o'clock. I was like, okay, fine. I thought, what happens if the wedding's we don't want to be clock watching. So I then replied with, we have our friends staying on the Friday night under this name. Would it be okay for them to do the check-in for me, or I can phone up and do check-in online or whatever in advance, and you could give them the key so we can come in, please?
Fair enough.
No response. So later on in the day, I thought, I'll give them a call.
Yeah.
And I asked the same thing. And the girl on the phone said, who was quite young, no, you can't because of our confidentiality policy. And I said, your confidentiality policy? I said, what? But I don't get what is confidential here. Anyway, and she couldn't really explain her confidentiality policy, and she kept retreating to this confidentiality policy. So I just went, I don't think that makes sense. I said, legally, this does not make sense, but okay, fine, I accept it. Not a problem. Put the phone down. I thought, okay, well, we're just going to have to leave the wedding in time to check in. Mm-hmm. The next thing I know, an hour later, I have an email from the general manager telling me off for being intimidating to her staff and questioning their policy. And it doesn't matter that I'm a lawyer or whatever my job is. I didn't say I was a lawyer. I just went, legally, that doesn't make any sense, because it doesn't make any legal sense. It doesn't make any actual sense. What? So I replied back with, dear manager, I am very sorry for any confusion. I think there's been a bit of a miscommunication. Can you give me a call? Let's just talk about this, please. Here's my number. Another reply, no, we're going to stick to everything via email, please, so there's a paper trail. And then she put, if you want to cancel, because we've done it via a booking website, booked it. If you want to cancel it on this name of booking website, if you cancel it by the end of today, we'll waive the charge. We won't charge you. Anyway, so Mike and I then looking for other accommodation, which we found. So we cancelled, and I tried to phone up to say, look, I'm really sorry, we're not coming. So sorry again. Again, the person refused to put me through to the general manager because they had been asked not to. Absolutely ridiculous. So I then emailed to say, thanks for the offer, we accept, we've cancelled it on the website, sorry again. And then they replied with, thank you for cancelling your booking, we were hoping you would. And then they put that I was then banned from the hotel. I could never go back to that hotel.
How did they say banned? What did they say? You're banned?
Yes, and please never, or words to the effect of you're not allowed to stay at our property.
I'll be honest, right?
And with all due respect, this is, I'm sure it's a lovely hotel, although Leanne and Tom stayed there and it isn't. But it's a very,
Call them out, what's the name?
No, I'm not going to do that, because then we're in a whole lot of legal trouble.
I'll be honest.
As I'm a lawyer, so I know that.
At the start, I was really hoping to take sides with the hotel and wind you up, but no, I think you're totally in the right there.
I was just questioning what's the latest time you can check in.
And I'm sure if you'd have, because they would have had a night manager on, I'm sure if you'd have got there, they would have, and you'd not emailed before, they would have just checked you in. I've checked in at hotels at 1, 2 in the morning because people do that. Yeah. That's a stupid policy.
They're in completely the wrong industry. I also had put in, because they had also then said, and if you don't, this is before it had completely escalated, if you haven't checked in by 9 o'clock in the evening, we'll try and make contact with you on the phone to say, are you still coming? Otherwise, we'll give away your room or cancel the booking. So I put an email. I don't know what the reception is going to be like at this wedding. Please take this email. I said, this email serves as written confirmation that we are checking in and we will be there by 11 o'clock at night. And then I was told, no, I can't do that. That doesn't count.
Oh, God.
Just...
I'm all chilled after my holiday and you
Sorry.
Me up now. I'm on your side, pal.
So next time I'm in the North Cornwall area, I shall not be checking into that hotel.
Okay.
I mean, I literally can't check into that
I can't
hotel.
believe you've been banned from a hotel.
I've never even turned up at this hotel. I'm an etiquette coach, for God's sake.
Do you know, as kids, we got banned from a dentist?
Right.
Can you top that? Gene Divas, we'll do that
I'll give it a go.
On a bonus in a couple of weeks. Get in touch. What's the weirdest place you've been banned from? Yeah, my mum got us banned from a dentist once.
Why?
Because we'd missed the first appointment, and then shock where I get it from. We went again a few weeks later, and my mum was a day late. She got her dates mixed up.
Okay.
And the receptionist was a bit snotty, so my mum had a go at her.
Right.
Like you do.
Okay.
And we got told not to come back, and we got banned from the dentist.
Well, I'm potentially on the dentist's side there.
What? I've just stuck up for you there. Shove your bloody hotel up your backside.
Right, sorry.
Anyway.
Talking of mothers, my brother is temporarily living with my parents because he's moving to London, so his Bristol place is gone, and anyway, so he's living with them for a week. And he was going through, I think my mother had got out her birthday book. Do you have a birthday book? I have a birthday book where you write everyone's birthdays in. Yeah. I also have now a phone, so I put them in there.
That's the one thing I miss about Facebook.
Yeah.
I used to get reminders of when it was everybody's birthday. But no, I don't have a birthday book.
Well, my mother's birthday book, and maybe other people's mothers or parents will have experienced this when you get on in life. It's also become the death book. So she also writes the dates of when people have died. So it's a particularly jolly book.
That's quite a good idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't need to... Anyway. But in it, she's also written two significant news events that she's decided to put in this book that my brother noticed. One is the death of Queen Elizabeth. Is written.
What date was that?
It was the 8th of September, I believe. And what other significant news event would you write, you would warrant on a level with the Queen dying, would you write in your birthday/death book? And it's quite a recent event.
Wouldn't be 9/11, would it? Because
no.
You know that
because it's 9/11, yeah. It's the date that the lions left Bristol Zoo. In my mother's birthday, I've been sent photo evidence. Day that Queen Elizabeth died, the date that the lions left Bristol Zoo. Because for those that don't know Bristol, the zoo's closed. It's moving elsewhere.
Dear diary, today the lions left the zoo, and I was so heartbroken. Why would she put that in there?
I have no idea. It's the drink.
Why would she put that in there?
No idea. God bless her.
You know, your mum keeps loads of scrapbooks and stuff for you and all your stuff from...
Well, mainly of James.
Yeah. I watched that Wham documentary and his... what was the other guy?
Andrew Ridgeley.
Andrew's mum kept, like, hundreds of scrapbooks. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mum... to be fair, I'll have to bring it in. My grandma's got a really lovely scrapbook of when I was in the castle. She bought the paper.
I did a
every
daily
day.
podcast. I don't need a scrapbook.
Excuse
about
me.
it.
Don't go up against me, Grandma Glennie. She came to graduation as well.
Did she?
Yeah, and the boyfriend Nigel.
And they're coming to Benidorm?
Yep.
Yeah, which is in a few weeks for those that are wondering when it's happening. But we have other exciting news in a minute to do with the book, but we'll come on to that.
But I need to talk to you about the guest list as well, Ben.
Oh, for God's sake.
I mean,
There is a limit on the venue. It's as simple as that.
Well, our Lee's coming now.
Right. Well, that's fine. He might be outside.
With Joanne and Mark and Mark's missus.
Genuinely, there is a limit on this venue.
Yeah, but... All right. Whoa. I'm not getting involved. You speak to Wendy.
I will.
All right.
I've got her number.
Oh, good luck. Oh, good luck. Oh, good.
Do you want me to phone her now?
Ring her on a Friday about 6-7 o'clock when she's out on her second bottle of Lady Petrol. And good luck with that. Oh, I might even record it.
Well, I could phone her now.
I'm not
if you
getting
want.
involved. Leave it with Wendy.
Ask me how many people are on my guest list.
How many are on yours?
0.
Mikey's coming.
Okay, 1.
Right, so he can go outside.
Have you seen Barbie?
I haven't, no, but I want to go
No.
and see Hyman Head. What is he called? Oh, for God, what is up with
Oppenheimer.
me? I need to, honestly, I don't know what is up with me. I cannot string a sentence
You need another
together.
holiday.
I need another. What's he called?
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Yes, Mikey saw that yesterday.
I want to see both. I'm not that bothered about the Barbie one.
Don't pretend you're not.
I'm not. Unlike you, I did play with Barbies when I was younger, actually.
I didn't play with Barbie, but I did play with Ken.
There's a... Oh, no, it weren't. It might have been. There's a... you know those old VCR recordings?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, like, there's one of us, me and our Ryan singing. Well, we lived in Germany at the time, so it was both of us singing 99 Nerf ballons. 99, 99.
How's that got anything to do with Barbie?
Well, and then there's another one on the same tape of me bathing Barbie dolls with my cousin Kirsty. And my brother still...
Age 14.
No, well, no, about 2, 3. My brother still winds me up about it now. But I think my dad taped over it with Taggart. It might have been peak practice. It was one of them. My mum went mad.
Lost in the annals of time.
It's been another matter.
Lovely. Well, should we go on to Jordan's jolly joke of the week?
Yeah, why did you send me some jokes, Ben?
They were sent in on Instagram.
Oh, were they? Did we? I don't know if you've done this one. What's the German word for bra?
Shall we find out after these messages?
We'll find out after these messages. Okay, Genievers, thanks for sticking with us. Not only do I speak fluent Spanish, I'm also trying to learn some German.
Nice.
Do you know what the German word for bra is?
No.
Stop them from flopping.
How is that good?
Possibly you've done that one before.
Have you heard the one about the German interrogator? Have you?
No.
Liar!
Nice. Finished? Any other German jokes?
German fella.
Right. Don't do the German Shepherd joke.
No, German fella. This is class. German fella driving down the road.
Yeah.
And he notices a woman struggling in a pond and the dog's drowning. So he jumps in, gets the dog out of the pond and gives it life to life resuscitation.
Mouth to mouth.
Mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
Brings the dog alive. And the woman's like, she says to the German fella, "Oh my God, are you a vet?" He says, "Vet, I'm fucking soaking." Gets back in his car.
Oh, it continues. Good.
Gets pulled over by police. And copper says to him, "Open your boot." And there's a big slab of meat in his boot.
Oh, yeah.
Copper says, "What's that?" He says, "It's my spare veal."
You've definitely done that one before. But it's never stopped you before. Thank you.
Are you a vet? No, I'm... Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no. It's always great when you laugh at your own jokes as well.
I love a joke.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, loads of G&Divas have come up to me in the past couple of weeks, and I said to me ages ago that if you ever see me with a pint of Guinness, or buy me a pint of Guinness, and I'll do the Guinness joke.
Have you done it for them?
I've done it to a couple. It is the rudest joke that I've ever told.
It is very rude.
It was so rude that we did it in Dublin.
At the Guinness factory?
At the Guinness factory, and we cut it out of the episode because we're like, even for us, it was a bit far.
Even for you. I was nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I didn't even laugh.
Anyway.
It's now time to open Producer Ben's box.
Wow.
Which is here to my right hand, your
Producer
left hand.
Ben's big box. Big.
Oh. So we've got a black Pelly case, I believe is the technical term. Oh, should we do it this way? And I believe in here might be something to do with our book.
What?
Yeah, we've got a book coming out.
Yeah, I know that. Pre-order now. sextedmyboss.com/book. So what?
Oh, can you do that one?
This is like a James Bond-esque
Yes.
briefcase, isn't it? Do we need to type a code in?
I don't know. Do you want to pull that side? I'll pull this side.
I'm nervous. Oh, this is
Put it with your other hand because it look better for the cameras.
This is like Deal or No Deal.
Yes. You ready?
It is.
I feel like Meghan Markle. Off we go. Oh, there's a note. Dear William and Jordan, I know that you both like to have your say on every little decision, but sometimes we just have to get on with it. Below this note will be revealed the book cover of Help I Sexted My Boss, Enjoy PB, which now stands for Penguin Ben.
Did you do that? Very good.
Easily, please.
So in there is the book cover.
Is the book cover. Not the book, because that hasn't been printed yet,
Yeah.
but a presumably a mock-up of the book cover.
I did a tweet about this on Sunday night.
Yes.
An Instagram post.
You and your glasses.
Thanks to our friends at Penguin Random House and Century Publishing. We have gone through the final draft, the manuscript.
Yes.
Thanks for.
I went through it in April. Jordan's just about caught up.
If you'd let me finish.
Sorry.
Thanks for the constant extended deadlines for me. Obviously, William here, class SWAT, had him in
On time.
Didn't miss any deadlines.
Do you want to lift it out?
Should we have a look at it?
And if you're listening to this before midday on the Tuesday of release day, it's going to be on our socials at midday. So if you want to see it, go there.
Ready?
Yeah, go on. Well, Jordan's not showing me now.
Did I sign that picture up? Get me chins in that.
Oh, you don't have that many.
Are you joking? Did I sign that one off? I mean, it's very exciting. Do you want to see?
Yes, please. Oh, I love it.
Oh, look at that.
I also love how badly botched that mock-up is, Ben. Oh, it's lovely. It's also, the book is not going to be that big either, but so nobody get that excited.
Is it coming out in hardback first?
Yes, if you're lucky.
Who's an author?
No, no.
Hilarious an author.
I believe, Jordan, hilarious and author, at some point, that when that gets printed, it will have an actual quote from somebody.
Who we're going to get to read it.
Hopefully. That's the idea. Otherwise, it's very sexted if that goes to print and it still says hilarious and author on it. That would.
It's got a white border.
And it's, yeah.
Could we get Lisa Jewell to do one or something?
Who's Lisa Jewell?
Excuse me? Lisa Jewell's a bloody great author.
I'm sure she is, but I don't know who she is.
She writes like The Family Upstairs and stuff,
Well,
which
she's
I'd
not gonna
highly
want-
recommend for a
She's
holiday
not going to
read.
want to do our book.
Who can we get to...
I mean, it's probably, knowing us, it would be producer Ben.
I was just thinking that, or Raymond Holmes.
He did My Bluffer's Guide to
And that's
Risk
why I'm
Again.
saying it, and that's a...
Yeah. Oh, it's very nice.
It's great, that. It seems...
Don't we look good?
It seems real there.
Does seem real. Seems realish.
It's stuck on the
Should we
cover.
describe what we're... For those that haven't yet seen this, let's describe it.
Well, I was about to.
So Jordan's in a pink crop top.
The cover's actually stuck on an A4 pad, a writing
No,
pad.
I'm all meant to describe the cover.
Well, we're sat in chairs.
Yes, sitting.
I'm wearing chinos and my favourite shacket. That's my favourite ever.
And it's
shacket.
like a navy shacket, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm holding a Burnley mug.
Yeah.
We've kind of recreated the first pictures that we ever had taken together.
I'm in a lovely blue crew neck sweater with some navy chinos, and I think actually the same boots I'm into. Oh no, they're brown suede shoes. And I've got my white teacup that was in the first ever publicity shot 5 years ago. And it says, a hilarious guide. Potentially should be an hilarious guide.
Is it?
Well, it depends if you're going old school or modern. A hilarious guide to avoiding life's awkward moments. And it has my name and your name.
You can pre-order that book right now on the website, sexandmyboss.com/book.
Lovely. That's very exciting.
It is. We always said, didn't we? We always said one day we'll write a book.
Yes.
And we are.
And we have. Well, thank you for sharing that. Should we get on to the listeners' problems?
Yes, please. I need to get to the gym.
Don't
Joking.
start.
I'm winding you up. Bloody hell. Christ, you're too easy sometimes.
This is from Becky. Dear William, Jordan and Ben, I'm a driving instructor.
I do need to go at 11 though.
You're here until 11:30.
No, I'm not.
You are?
I got it down to 11.
Yeah, I said 11.
Thank you, Ben.
I'm a driving...
It was all nice and chilled after my holiday, and you come back and boil my piss.
Dear William, Jordan and Ben, I'm a driving instructor, and as the weather has been warmer recently, there has been an increase in sweaty pupils. One pupil in particular came into the car, and I had to have my head out the window for most of the lesson as the smell was unbearable. How do I tell my pupil she smells and can't come into my car, aka my work environment, smelling like that, without the remainder of her driving lessons being awkward? Kindest regards, Becky.
At first, I thought she was.
I thought she had sweaty eyes.
I thought she had. My grandma had that glaucoma.
Glaucoma.
Like glaucoma.
Yeah.
She had a big patch on her, bless her.
Oh, did your grandmother have a patch?
Yeah, she had a big two. She was blind for like 2 days or something. she started smoking again. Anyway, I'm with you now.
I would be perhaps inclined to talk to the parents.
You can't. She could be like 19, 20.
So?
How do you deal with smelly people, especially in this heat?
Well, at work, you would go to HR or you and tell them and get HR to deal with it because that's part of their job. But here, this is different because there's no HR because it's a driving. She's a driving instructor, and so it's the car.
Becky,
you could get one of those silly trees.
Yeah, get
down.
a silly tree.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have to say to you, in this weather, in the summer, and in your line of business, you're probably gonna have to get used to sweaty smelling pupils. Students, it happens.
Yes,
it does. I feel sorry for teachers as well.
Really?
Yeah. Oh God, do you not remember
Well,
when you were 9, 10
now.
after PE? You just spray yourself with Lynx Africa, and then you all went to one class. It'd be like a mixture of BO and Lynx Africa.
Not at our school.
I know. I bet it weren't. I bet you had to shower, didn't you?
Well, I didn't do PE, so
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I was too busy doing other things. That sounds wrong. I was, just.
Becky, I'm afraid you're just gonna have to get. You can't. It's one of them. You can never really tell.
Open the windows.
You
Have
can't-
an air freshener. I mean, they're awful, but in this instance, probably have one.
It's so horrible telling someone they smell.
Yeah.
If someone close to you.
Yeah.
Oh, babe, you stink. I'd go and get a shower.
Babe.
Your breath smells. If someone close to you.
Yeah, nice. This is from Anonymous. Dear William Jordan, EPB.
You never tell Mikey his breath smells are all.
Because it never does. Smells of a garden meadow. Dear William Jordan, a few pansies. Dear William Jordan and EPB, I started my new job a couple of weeks ago for a company which runs a very large public event annually. In a bit of a baptism of fire, the event was at the end of my second week. The event involves everyone working long hours over a weekend, which is concluded by a social evening on Sunday at a bar with free drinks. My colleague and I came home rather late to our shared accommodation. While I was tidying up the kitchen, she came in and quite literally swept me off my feet, kissed me and invited me up to her room. For context, I am straight and married. She is recently divorced, also from a man. I politely pointed out that it was very late, we had both been drinking, we needed to get up first thing and had better go and get some sleep. She went upstairs, I waited downstairs long enough to ensure she was asleep before going to my own room. In the morning when she asked, I assured her that she had not offended me and that we would pretend it never happened, and we have worked together perfectly well ever since. My question is, what is the etiquette in these situations? I assume my instinct to be terribly British and pretend it never happened is the right one, and should I tell my husband? For many thanks for the continued fabulousness of Sexted. For obvious reasons, I remain anonymous.
I think you've done the right thing there, Anonymous. And it's kind of up to you whether you tell your husband or not. If you feel like you're lying and not being honest and being a bit sneaky, probably tell him.
Yeah, I probably would.
Probably would. But I think you've done the right thing.
You didn't start it, but importantly, you stopped it.
Yeah, and you said pretend it never happened. So it happened to me, Monica, with a colleague years ago.
And you and Ben are able to have joined, come in the same room at the same time.
And we did the same thing. We pretended it. I'm joking. That actually never happened.
Not in Monaco, anyway.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do it. No, I'm sorry. That's really harsh. Also, right. What does baptism of fire mean?
Like you're thrown in the deep end.
Okay.
Like it's because baptism is obviously I say it's gentle. I mean, I always think it's ridiculous for young children to flick water at them. But anyway, it's sort of no, because they're a little baby.
Have you been baptised?
Yes, and I've been confirmed. I'm very confirmed.
Are you Catholic?
No, you can be confirmed if you're Anglican.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been baptised, Ben?
Yeah, christened. Is that christened?
Yes, same thing.
I told you we still don't know who my godfather is.
Right.
So we know it's Linda and Ian, my auntie and uncle.
Yeah. Well, Linda's your godmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for years, they thought it was my dad's mate in the army.
Okay.
And then lost touch. Then about 6 years ago, my dad said, "Oh, your godson's on radio," and he went, "I thought you were in Paris." And my dad was like, "No, Jordan." He went, "I'm not Jordan's godfather. It were."
But he might have been. Maybe he's just distancing himself.
No, he was our Ryan. So we don't know who my other one is. I ask him every time. They're like, "Oh, there's that many of you."
Well, if it's you, 81199, let us know.
So that's not our text. So
Is
I
it
don't know
not?
who my other godfather is.
What's your text?
We WhatsApp now.
Oh.
Carry on.
Right, I see. This is from another Becky in Devon.
Who's your godparents?
Well, one of them is no longer with us. He's dead. He's called
Oh.
Peter, or was called Peter. Then I have Nick, my uncle, and my aunt Joan.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a dilemma that isn't. This is, if I haven't said, this is from another Becky in Devon, very near a hotel I'm banned from.
You have said.
Oh, have I said? Good. I have a dilemma that isn't much of a dilemma. Great. But I need William's etiquette advice. Sorry, it's kind of gross. I've been thinking about this a lot recently as I have been unwell with quite the cold. What is the etiquette for needing to blow your nose in public? It's always horrendous having to blow your nose in public. I normally will try and slip away to a bathroom or somewhere more quiet. Is there a more discreet way you can do it in public? Sorry if this is a horrific question to ask. She means an horrific question to ask, to continue a theme. I just genuinely hate the act of having to blow my nose when other people are around, but a girl's, no apostrophe, got to do what a girl's, no apostrophe, got to do. Thanks so much, guys. Becky in Devon.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I think you need a holiday.
Yeah, I've got one coming up. The week before Benidorm, I've got one.
Oh, good.
Just a couple of nights in Paris.
Oh, okay.
Lucky Paris.
You ruined his joke then. I hope you're proud.
Okay, blowing your nose.
Yeah.
Like if I needed to blow my nose in front of you, I'm not going to do it facing you. I'm not going to do it making eye contact. I will take out a handkerchief or a tissue and I will turn to one side and then continue.
Tissue.
Tissue. Or if it's...
These are all just TikTok ideas now for you.
Yeah, Freddie, write this down. Or...
Show us how to blow your nose.
The caption's writing itself. I would, but if you have, a sneezing fit or you need to blow repeatedly, then I would leave the room.
Okay.
In Japan, of course, fun fact, it's incredibly rude to blow your nose in front of anybody.
If I'm on a run or playing football
Don't even say what I think you're going to say.
and there's no one around.
Don't. Well, hang on. If you're playing football, surely there are people around.
Yeah, but
Unless you play with yourself.
it's... Beg your pardon.
Unless you play with yourself.
Right, and is it bad to do a...
Yes. Yes. Don't do that.
But what if it's... Because then it's just... You can't do it on yourself and no one takes tissues on a run.
Well, when I ran,
Did you?
when I did sofa to 5k, I
God.
did. Over COVID.
Did you?
Yeah.
But that weren't that because you had the shits?
I'm sorry.
Was that you?
What? It definitely wasn't. What are you on about?
Who was it who used to go running with tissues?
Well, that's not. Well, I went, but
Was it Paula Radcliffe? Have I made this up?
Paula Radcliffe is known for
Yeah, I mean, fair
other
play to
things.
her, but
Yeah.
Anyway, I had a mate that used to go run for tissues in case they got cut short.
Right.
You know what runners say? Ben, you'll know this now being a runner. Never trust a fart.
Yeah, that's all we say to each other.
Becky, I hope that helps. This next one is from Andrew. This last one is from Andrew. Dear William Jordan and producer Ben, I discovered your amazing podcast earlier this year and have made it my mission to listen to all of the previous episodes. I work as a truck driver, you probably know him, so I have a lot of time to listen, and I have finally made it to the start of season 5. You guys are absolutely amazing and so hilarious, but William's obsession with keeping up appearances is the best part. Try the other podcast. Being almost the same age as William, I grew up entirely enthralled with the antics of the iconic Hyacinth Bucket.
Wait. I'm not on stereotype, but do we have a trucker that's into keeping up appearances? Well, I never.
He's a luxury trucker.
Well, I never.
And her long-suffering husband Richard, often being compared to myself to Hyacinth with her working-class roots and middle-class aspirations. Anyway, I digress. I finally have an etiquette dilemma and I need expert advice from the UK's leading etiquette expert. About a month ago, I was parked sitting in my car when the person reversing out of the space next to me reversed into my car. Now, I'm a very cool, level-headed person. I did not get upset at the time. Imagine what Hyacinth would do. Lots of eye-rolling. I was very polite because it was obviously an accident and taking stock of the situation.
I can't believe this is from a trucker. Sorry.
I felt rather sympathetic, so I offered to handle the situation without involving insurance companies, as this would be cheaper for the poor fellow that hit my car. After going out of my way to visit a body shop and to get a quote for the repair...
Mummy don't like Daddy's getting hot.
What?
At the body shop.
I sent it to the man, and rather unsurprisingly, he came back and said that he could not afford that. Now I'm stuck in a very awkward position, and I don't know how to handle it. He has suggested paying the repair invoice over a period of about 6 months,
Nope.
which I am really very unhappy about. This guy has been a perfect stand-up gentleman the entire way through, holding his hands up to his mistake, but I just really want my car to be fixed, and I wish I had never been so polite in the first place and offered to go without contacting insurance companies. Your advice and guidance would be very gratefully appreciated, because this has been going on for well over a month. Thank you in advance. Yours sincerely, Andrew.
Andrew, and lesson learned here, always go through the insurance, especially if it's not your fault. And if it's someone you know and you trust, then maybe not. But I think now you need to go through the insurance.
Yes, I think you just sent him a message saying, no problem, we'll go through the insurance company and leave it at that. And then I suspect...
Call his bluff.
Suddenly he might be able to pay you.
You've been nice, but now it's time for no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh.
Wow.
How demonstrative.
I don't know what
Has
that
anyone
means.
gone into the back of you? In a car?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I was at the tip in Preston.
Really? What happened?
It really hurt, actually.
Did it? Yes.
We were both reversing out. We were both backing out. And, but he went...
And did you go through the insurance companies?
Yep.
Yep. And was it all sorted out nicely?
Yes.
Good. Lovely.
As always, remember you can listen to Help I Sex with My Boss every Tuesday and Friday. You can watch us on YouTube on Sundays, and you can share us on your socials all week. You can send your tales of trepidation to help@sexedmyboss.com. You can tweet us or send us a message on Instagram @sexedmyboss, or you can write to William, who in the fullness of time promises a handwritten reply on one of our luxury greeting cards with executive self-seal envelopes. He'll also put that in on his invoice. The address is on the website sexedmyboss.com.
That's going to take you another 5 years to get used to a new bit of script, isn't it?
Are we okay?
We're fine.
Are you sure?
I'm just excited to have you back.
Do we need to go to marriage counselling or something?
Marriage counselling?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Practically are.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.